Response. Response. In addition, in addition to myself, Lieutenant Don Luck from District 2, that's in their jurisdiction, he met me at Dana and Montgomery Road. We both responded to the location. We were advised by the tenant on the first floor, apartment 1048, that Ms. Harper no longer resided there, that she had moved out 2 months ago. I asked her, did she know the son? She said yes, that he comes by there when she was there, but they no longer live there. She had no idea where they moved to. At that point, we didn't have any way of contacting the family. Probably about 6:30 in the morning, I was advised that Monique Wilcox, which is the girlfriend of Tim, they lived together down on, I think it was Ray Street or Republic Street, and the girlfriend and the sister were at the crime scene. They had already been interviewed by the police. Sergeant Combs from traffic section was still at the crime scene. I responded down there to meet the girlfriend and the sister. I asked, where was your mother? I said, do you have any way of contacting her? She says, I have her cell phone. She said, but I don't have a way of calling. I let her use my cell phone to call her mother. The mother's cell phone was cut off. Somehow she thought that her mother might be at University Hospital. I asked, do you have any transportation? She says, no. I said, well, I'll take you to the hospital and let's see if your mother is there. We responded to University Hospital. I took the sister and the girlfriend to University Hospital. They were, in fact, it was 10 minutes to 7 in the morning when I actually talked to them. I remember looking at my watch. It took me about 10 minutes to get to University Hospital. So somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 o'clock in the morning, mother and her friend, Mr. Eric Leisure, were in the social service office. They had already been notified by the hospital that the son had passed. They weren't receptive to any conversation with me. I had already written down all my notes. Only thing I didn't have was Miss Harper's numeric address. I had the street. Her daughter gave me the street. Her daughter gave me the phone number. She didn't know the numeric address. Only information I needed was her numeric address, and I tried to give her information on who the point of contact would be. I wrote down my name, Captain Vince DeMassi's name, and that's about as long as I could keep them there. They were understandably upset. At no time did I just walk in the room and say, your son's been shot in the chest. That would not be very sensitive at all. After they left the hospital, I again called Reverend Rowland, and I told him that, it might be a good idea that sometimes people don't want to see the police if the police are responsible for some hurt that's been brought on your family. He said that that's happened before and that he would make an effort to contact the family later on that afternoon. I thanked him for that consideration. By the time I got back to downtown, I called Mr. Ryan, and that had to be, in fact, I was at home. I called you from home. It was about probably 8 o'clock in the morning. I called Mr. Ryan. I told him that I made the notifies, and I also called Homicide to let them know that I made the notifies. I gave them 4 names: the sister, the girlfriend, the mother, Miss Harper, and her friend, Mr. Eric Leisure. And that's the extent of the notifications. Anybody that knows me knows that I wouldn't be insensitive enough to make that type of statement. In fact, we would prefer that the clergy be with us. We expect a lot of hurt. We have a lot of hurt and concern also. So, and I would not be that insensitive of someone. It's just part of our policy that we notify family with a clergy, and this is not the first time that this has happened. So that's the extent. While I was speaking of the notification process, there have been prior notifications where the chief has gone personally with me to the hospital to notify family along with clergy. So that has been, I have to go back to probably a year or two, something like that, about a year and a half that has been a policy with our command, that a command officer respond. Yes, ma'am. Where are you? Sir. I think the chief already answered that. There's an investigative process in place, and that that the process is in place regardless of how much passion you have for information. There's only certain information that we can give out. I know Mr. Lawson knows this.
No, I don't. I don't know that. Don't tell me what I know.
Yeah, he knows that.
Don't give the information. Don't tell me what I know. If you know what the statement was, you can tell us, and it will not be in violation of the grand jury process. So don't tell me that. I'm telling you, I'm a lawyer, and you know I know better. If it's not part of the grand jury, if he said it outside of grand jury, it's not secret. It's not a grand jury proceeding. If he gave his statement to internal, you can tell us, and you can tell us now. So don't run that shit on me. You run that on somebody else. Don't ever tell me what I know.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Run that on somebody else.
I understood that the mother had a question. Did you have a question? Yes, ma'am.
I
Mr.
have
Chairman.
a statement as
Mr.
well
Booth.
as a question.
Yes, ma'am.
My statement to
Ms.
you
Leisure.
is you are a liar. You are a liar. It may even be habitual because that is how you informed us. You blocked the door so me, my daughter, and my son's fiance could not leave because you were trying to get my name, my address, and my phone number. I even said please 3 times for you to let me out. You could finish this discussion with my husband, but you did not move until my husband turned around and reinstated that question to you about letting us leave, and he would finish the conversation. You did not look for me. How are you going to say you did this and you did that? You couldn't even look me in my face when you were talking to me. Yeah, I was upset. I'm still upset. But do not lie. Do not lie on me.
I can't hear.
Do not lie on me. Do not lie in my face on me. I have no reason to lie. I'm the one that lost someone.
Okay.
I have nothing to hide.
Okay,
But you obviously do. If you'll sit there and lie about something I said or you didn't say, you told me point blank. The only relevant information you gave me was your son was shot in the chest by an officer and he's dead. What else did you tell me? You told me nothing else. You didn't even say you were sorry. But you are sorry, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm very sorry.
If you're sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
if you're sorry, tell me why my son was killed. If you are sorry, tell me why my son was killed. Why were these other parents' sons killed? If you're so sorry, show me how sorry you are. Because we want to know. And you know what? You know what? Even if you sit there and lie about that too, you can lie all you want to, but the truth is going to come out. Whatever you do in the dark shall come to the light. And ain't nobody no exception to that. God said, thou shalt not kill. You cannot give life. We only bring life into this world. We don't give it. We have no right to take it. So if you can't give a life, what right did your officer have to take one? I'm still asking the same question. Why?
I'd like to respond to your question, please. I'd like to respond to your question. I'd like to respond to your question. As far as your personal information goes, you don't have to take my word for it. Your daughter gave me only information I didn't have on you was a numeric address on the street that you lived on. I had your phone number,
So why you didn't
address.
call? Why you didn't call?
She did call.
Cincinnati Bell works every day.
Your daughter
why
did
you
call.
Didn't call?
Your daughter did call. She couldn't reach you.
No, why you didn't call?
I
You
didn't.
said you called. It is not my child's place. Your people killed him. It's your fault. It's your call to call me. Inform me. I deserve that.
Miss Harper, I did not know.
My name is not Harper. Get it right. Since you say you know my name, it is not Harper. My name is Angela Leisure. Get it right. Since you
Miss
know
Leisure.
so much about my name,
Miss
my
Leisure.
phone number.
Miss Leisure.
My name is Mrs. Leisure.
Mrs. Leisure. Mrs. Leisure. The information I had about your phone number and address I got from your daughter 10 minutes before I responded to the hospital with her. I did not have that information before 10 minutes to 7 Saturday morning.
Okay.
The only
well,
information.
I apologize.
Excuse me.
Then who did?
Excuse me. The only information we had on you was your previous address, and that's where we responded. And the first floor neighbor advised that you had moved out 2 months ago, and she had no idea of knowing where you moved to.
I don't,
as far as,
I don't believe that either, considering I got married in June and moved in June.
Excuse me, Miss Leisure. I can only tell you the information that I have, okay?
Okay.
And
so
can I say one?
you got
Can
that
I say one
information,
other thing?
Who else could have came or gave me a call to tell me my son
can I say
had been
one?
shot.
Can I say one other thing? I need about 15 seconds, and then I'll listen to any other.
You've had
question
too
you have.
long, and you still haven't answered my question.
The other. Miss Leisure. Miss Leisure. Miss Leisure. Miss Leisure. Mrs. Leisure. Okay. At the hospital, as soon as I walked in the door, one thing you said was true. I was standing in the doorway because that's the door I walked in. That's it's 5 of us standing in a small room. At that point, you became very emotional. And I had to, and the person, all I needed to do was hand you a piece of paper. That's all I needed to do, and I handed that to your husband. And you're right, we didn't have a lot of conversation. I can understand you being upset. But I just, if I gave you the impression somehow that I was insensitive to your loss, that was not my intention. I had to apologize for that.
You give me
But
that impression right now.
I can't give you any.
You are insensitive to all of our laws.
I cannot give you information I did not have. What I told you was true. You can verify that with your daughter, and you can verify with your.
So you gave me that information then. Give me this information now. I only have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Why was my son shot?
I think.
Why did they kill my child? Why?
I think that the chief.
Don't think. Just tell me.
Why?
Because the longer you think, the more you'll lie. Don't think, just answer. Pretend you just really have to tell the truth to save your life. Tell me why.
It's not about telling the truth. What it is that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. For y'all, it ain't about telling the truth.
What it is.
Okay.
Mrs. Leisure.
Okay. So then tell me.
Mrs. Leisure.
Since you telling me all you know, that's all you knew, right? You told me everything you knew. So tell me, what did the officer say his reason was for killing my child?
I'm not a part of the investigative process, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Then why, if you're not a part, what are you, a sergeant or what is he? You're right next to the chief.
Excuse me.
And you don't know.
Excuse me. I'm trying very hard to respond to you, but I can't hear you. I couldn't hear your last statement. Mike, could you talk into the mic, please?
Tweety, hold up. Now, Tweety, in any military, the officer of the day,
Mr. Chairman,
in any military, the officer of the day should know whatever crime took place and why. You mean to tell me they didn't report to you, or they treat you like they treat their brother?
Okay. I like to respond to that. I would like to try to respond to that. I would like to try to respond to that. I like to try to do that. Oh, I have to worry about them.